And there is a warning on this next one in that it deals with some pretty graphic sexual content. A teenager is going public after she says she was sexually assaulted by a stranger sitting next to her on an airplane flight. And the company involved, Air Transat, didn't do enough to help her. The teen and her mother say, in fact, the airline blocked their efforts to get answers. They're telling the story to Rosa Marcatelli.
The 14-year-old was on an Air Transat flight in August, traveling as an unaccompanied minor.
And he started caressing my arm up and down, and I was trying to lean the other way to get away from it, but he didn't stop. And then eventually he grabbed my breast.
She says she moved to an empty seat and reported everything in detail to a flight attendant. After the plane landed, her mother says no one at the airline told her anything.
How could they think that it was okay for a 14-year-old to have to navigate that? It's unacceptable.
The girl's mom complained to the airline. Air Transat says it did a thorough internal investigation that determined the girl said nothing about a sexual assault on the flight. The 14-year-old says that's not true. She says she even showed the flight attendant how the man crossed his arms to hide his hand when he touched her. All this leading to questions about how thorough the airline's investigation was. There is no evidence the airline spoke to anyone else besides its own staff, not even the girl herself or any other passengers who may have seen or heard something. Air Transat refused to share its report with the girl's mother to send her a copy or with Go Public. It wouldn't even disclose how often sexual assaults are reported on flights or provide access to its related policies and procedures. A 19-year-old says she too was groped by a stranger sitting next to her on an Air Canada flight in June. The man next to her repeatedly put his hand on her thigh and between her legs, she says. She reported the alleged assault to flight attendants who took a report, but that report never made it to security or police on the ground, the teen says.
I would say that they're very negligent to what happened. I think that they were hopeful that I wouldn't know any better as a young girl flying alone.
Air Canada says the crew followed protocol, but like Air Transat, refused to share its policies or statistics. This psychology professor has researched in-flight sexual assaults in the U.S.
We encourage organizations to have clear policies in place, and those should be publicly shared so that people know what to do and how to do it and what's going to be taking place if they do make a report.
In both cases involving the teens, the men accused of sexual assault were allowed to walk away after the planes landed. After the 19-year-old contacted police herself, the accused was charged with sexual assault. He has not yet entered a plea. Rosa Marcatelli, CBC News, Calgary.